So in the world of permaculture, there are many different aspects and principles that you can use. And late last week, Nick from Johnson's Yard Service and I decided that we were going to try a new venture. We'd like to incorporate permaculture, forest gardening, and landscaping into the same project. Don't know how well it's going to work. This is really the first time doing anything like this. It's a pretty big garden we're trying to do, but the end game here is to use something that's functioning, like a patio area, landscaped, manicured, and produce food from it. And while at the same time applying the principles of forest gardening, so it's low maintenance, and you get more food out of it. You know, I'm hoping the way that we're going to do it, it's going to turn out really well. We're going to incorporate swales to catch and hold groundwater, do some minor hugelkultur principles, and hopefully it'll work out. And you know, if the results are good, and they should be by all means, then we're going to move into doing it for anybody. Now I'd like to test it out first and make sure it's going to work before I recommend it to anybody else. But these are just some ideas. I think we're going to call it landscape gardening or landscape gardening. And then you'll have different areas underneath that. You'll have like patio gardening. You'll have border gardening, edging gardening. Like you could plant like strawberries as a ground cover because they have a nice ivy look to them, and they stay low to the ground. But yet you get nice big red fruit coming off of them. And you could do those under a lilac bush, and you have a canopy layer, then you have a ground cover layer, and you know, in between you could even do like tomato plants. You could do something like that. So we're going to try this concept out and see how it works in the backyard. The backyard, the soil isn't the greatest. It's really good soil. There's just, I fear that there's a lot of chemicals in it. Once you start getting down to the root structure, I mean, it's had a lot of time to compost. There's a lot of earthworms. The soil is really active. So I'm hoping that once the root systems develop, and I'm doing two test plots. I'm doing one kind of like a border gardening section with some mulch on top of that to act as a ground cover layer until seedlings grow. Because I'm starting everything from seed, and it's part in shade and in part sun. And so I'm going to see which grows better where. I just basically planted about 50 different seeds, lettuce, carrots. I mean, you name it, except for strawberries. For some reason, I can't find any strawberry seeds. You're going to get them from roots. That's neither here nor there. But we dug it down, I think, 6 to 8 inches, and refilled it with some branches and peat moss, steer manure, topsoil, and we basically took all the weed seed out of there. And we found monstrous earthworms. So I know there's a lot of soil activity underneath there. I'm afraid that I killed some of it when I dug it up, but that's part of the experiment in doing this hugelkultur. Now, with the other garden, I haven't disturbed any soil, and I'm only going to disturb the first inch. Other than that, I'm going to leave it. I might aerate it, but that's it. And so we'll see kind of what takes root better. I'm doing some from seed, and then I'm going to be doing starts from my own seeds. Wait till the plants are a couple inches high, and then plant them like you would in any produce you get, or any starts you get from a farmer's market or greenhouse. But eventually the end game here is to grow food for yourself in your backyard, can what you don't eat, and give some to your neighbor, Mrs. Smith down the road, and build some community. Because after all, that's what it's all about, isn't it? It's getting back to the community, getting back to the roots. Anyways, this is the first in the many, first of many in a video series done by Sweetgrass Preparedness. But like I said, Nick Johnson and I were Johnson's Yard Service are working on this, so we'll see how it goes. We'll keep you tuned. So thanks for visiting the site, and see you around.